Leo, how are you? Welcome to the channel and to your reading, Leo. Let's connect with your energies for these days. I always remind you these are general readings, so please take what resonates and what applies to your situation. Whatever does not, just let it go. Be sure to check your moon and rising signs too, because they can reveal a little more about what may be coming. All right, let's see what the cards want to tell us. Let's start your reading and see what your guides have to tell you at this time. Let's take a look, Leo, and find out what is coming in for you. What energy is arriving in this moment, and what messages are meant for you? All right, we're starting here with the Queen of Cups, the Five of Cups, and the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you are feeling or maybe thinking that you've lost something you truly treasured, something that meant a great deal to you. And that sense of loss is still very present for you right now, isn't it? Or someone thinks they've lost you. They believe you're gone and remain there in sorrow and sadness, unable to see they still have the possibility of getting you back if you allow them to. Because I see a Leo who is quite emotionally secure regarding what they have achieved so far. I also see a lot of change because the Wheel of Fortune is there, changes in relationships, changes in the existing bond. Even more so if the relationship you already have is going through a period of stagnation, of emotional blockage, where you don't feel or the other person doesn't feel truly in sync with the connection somehow. You know, it's like something in the bond has stopped flowing naturally, and one of you, or maybe both, is no longer feeling fully at ease within it. One of the two is demonstrating emotional intelligence, patience, compassion, dedication, and the other is somehow like they're like lost, like anguished, not knowing very well how to handle their emotions. Perhaps they feel somewhat powerless in the face of your emotional security because you have things very clear. Things are changing, and you're probably trying to approach that connection in a different way now, seeking it from a more conscious and intentional place at this point. If this speaks to you, don't forget that the Queen of Cups. If you're the one in that Queen of Cups place and this is how you feel, you're not going to accept absolutely anything less than a sincere love, a love that is real, faithful, fully committed, compassionate, respectful, and there for you by your side, true, faithful, devoted, compassionate, respectful, that values Leo, that is accommodating, that is their mirror, the reflection, and that is there for everything that needs to be and for whatever life proposes in a relationship. Because the Queen of Cups does not simply give anything away, and certainly not her heart, to anyone who is not at her level or who has not reached that same high degree of emotional evolution. She truly refuses to settle for anything less than a partner who possesses that same profound maturity. And from the energy of a Five of Cups, things just do not look like that. Imagine how far there still is to go before becoming a Queen of Cups. This person is vibrating in a Five of Cups, and there is still a long road ahead, with a whole lot of water yet to pass under the bridge. Beyond that, there you have a Wheel of Fortune, and things change radically. What is an emotional reality with you towards another person or another person with you changes? The context changes, the decisions that you are making. These are truly very wise decisions about situations that you may not even know are going to happen yet, according to the Wheel of Fortune, something very favorable, very necessary, and unavoidable. And you need to go along with this change because you will also be leaving behind things that have already completed their cycle. What is ending has already served its purpose. And now it is time to let it go so you can move forward with what is coming. Now, pay close attention to this. Look at what it is telling me. You may have gone from feeling perfectly fine in a relationship where everything felt truly complete to feeling incomplete, misunderstood, deeply sad, or perhaps you are currently going through a grieving process. You need to be aware of this shift as you navigate these changes. And the Wheel of Fortune is also here to support a change, right, in everything related to this particular situation. You will ultimately embrace the reality that best applies to your specific circumstances, choosing how to best move forward from this point on, my friend. The Wheel of Fortune opens opportunities that pull you out of bad luck or a difficult streak. It opens up opportunities in the financial realm too, because the way the economy flows is changing. And that shift can start bringing you better chances and a much needed turn in your favor right now. It opens opportunities in a relational context. So if your intention is to regain emotional stability regarding simply feeling good, you will return to occupy that place of the Queen of Cups, or you will return to connect with someone who deserves that reality of yours, if that is your context. The Wheel of Fortune is a very beneficial card because it also makes it possible for you to advance over what you have understood as certain obstacles. Remember that the Wheel of Fortune always appears whenever you make convenient decisions in the recent past, because you truly desire to evolve in the face of a reality that might be currently stagnant or one that simply no longer satisfies you. It is a sign that you're ready to move past old limitations, break free from cycles that have held you back, and finally embrace the changes necessary to advance toward the more fulfilling, vibrant, and authentic life that you rightfully deserve today. So you accompany the evolution and the movement by renewing your life with other types of decisions, making a determination about something. You can also renew your love life or your professional life. You can realize that what you lack today, which makes you feel sad, automatically changes and evolves. You are being moved toward the opportunity to seize what is within your reach, rather than staying stuck, lamenting over what you have lost. It is time to embrace the new possibilities waiting for you now. Because if the wheel of fortune appears, a new relationship can flow, a new context can emerge, and existing relationships can become more dynamic. Any blockages may come to an end, and you might finally feel truly supported or held by that person. Everything is shifting toward a much more positive and fluid state. Be that as it may, all those circumstances that you need to be moving so that you can take advantage of them in your favor are those that are happening, and the changes for you will be very, very favorable. Here's a Five of Cups. Five is quite an important number for you. Sorry, Five of Pentacles, the Temperance card, and the Ten of Wands. You definitely need to let something go. There is no doubt about that. The Ten of Wands represents a heavy burden, a multitude of situations causing us stress, overwhelm, exhaustion, and limitation. However, we are on the verge of achieving something truly great and something very significant. Wheel of Fortune tells us that, right? So as we change cycles, there are things that we have to leave in the previous cycle. That is enough. Enough of carrying guilt, enough of carrying other people's responsibilities, of taking care of other people's dreams while we constantly put off and postpone our own goals and aspirations. It is a moment to get rid of everything that weighs us down and limits us from advancing toward our achievement. Because also being in the Ten of Wands makes it possible for you to continue holding on longer to the lack, right? Because there you have a Five of Pentacles. Both the Five of Cups and the Five of Pentacles speak to us of lack, emotional lack, or exclusions. We feel lacking, we feel excluded, or we feel poor in something, right? And the Five of Pentacles has appeared. Well, could it be that you are managing your emotional and financial resources well at this moment? Or are you staying in what you lack and not in what you can achieve at this moment if you take the opportunities that you have within your reach? You really need to examine whether you are clinging far too tightly to all these problems, and more problems. And if you are simply unable to look past them to see that there is actually a clear way out for you at this very moment in time. There's a reason the Wheel of Fortune is there for you, and a reason you're being given the chance for Temperance to come in and bring fresh new energies into your life at this moment. May Temperance settle all things, and may Temperance guide you to begin walking the middle path. Let what currently appears as a daunting crisis transform into a truly great blessing for you. Temperance has arrived at this precise moment to temper the intensity of your situation, carefully balancing the energy so you can find the profound harmony and lasting peace that you deserve as you move forward into this new and brighter chapter today. So we can take advantage of what might appear to be complicated or even critical right now. Recognizing that in a not so distant future, within a very short period of time, you will start to realize that with that same momentum carried by the Wheel of Fortune, things for you are finally beginning to flow. And do you want to know what actually happens during these moments? It is about finding the grace to surrender to the movement instead of fighting against the natural tides that are currently trying to shift your life toward better horizons. But sometimes when changes like those of the Wheel of Fortune arrive, one resists and does not flow with that. One prefers to stay in what is known, in what is comfortable. And then one continues carrying all this, right? Well, here one must continue with the flow, with the becoming of things. Things flow, you have the capacity, and believe it, you have the capacity to adapt to the new. You are going to have a very important conversation with someone, and this is for the Leo who has lost what they had here, has lost the emotional containment, has lost that person, has lost that emotional tranquility. You are going to engage in a necessary conversation, aiming to restore what was lost, or perhaps to regain your focus, specifically regarding your financial situation or your family dynamics. I truly feel that you are currently making a sincere effort to reach back and reclaim something significant that you lost along the way. You are searching for a way to pick up the pieces, trying to mend those fractured areas of your life that have been weighing heavily on your mind and spirit lately. It is something that you lost, something that you let slip away in a certain way. And, well, not necessarily because you did it on purpose. How should I put this? You lost it because you ended up dedicating your time and energy to something entirely different. And because of that, there was some kind of lingering grievance or a sense of loss that has followed you ever since that moment in your life. At least for some of you, this is what it means, but it tells me that you lost in that claim. So now it feels like all of this is starting to repeat itself once more for you in almost the same way. Here you are being more accurate because you are freeing yourself from what are burdens, limitations, and above all things that no longer correspond to you anymore. And that opens doors to what could be a conversation, a negotiation, an agreement, or forgive me, a financial arrangement. an economic arrangement, an arrangement regarding your work, or an arrangement with a person of interest. It is all about finding common ground and moving forward toward a much better situation. This conversation that you're going to have could change your life, could change your state, could take you out of the Five of Cups, but it could also take the other person out of the Five of Cups or the Five of Pentacles, because it may be the person who is unwell and is lacking everything, feels empty, feels incomplete, does not have the desire to live, does not have the desire to do anything because they lack the complement, which is their Queen of Cups. This person could be you. It may be that this conversation brings a definitive solution, and you realize there that to enjoy this love, to give everything for this relationship, you have to let this go. You are also going to have to let other things go, because things are going to begin to flow and you are going to have to be in tune with everything that is coming so that you can take it practically instantly. If you are busy with these situations, you will not be able to open yourself to the new, because new things want to arrive in your life. Temperance is a card telling Leo that opportunities for good dialogue are coming, not only with a person of interest, but also in matters you need to work out involving your money. It points to productive conversations around financial issues, where reaching the right agreement could help you bring more balance, clarity, and peace of mind into the situation moving ahead now. For example, with a boss or with someone you're clearly going to meet up with and talk to, and that person may be in a position to decide something when it comes to a money issue. It points to an important conversation that could directly affect your finances. Things are beginning to flow in a way that feels deeply significant, almost overwhelmingly favorable for you. You are protected, truly protected, from any situation you may sense as risky or dangerous. Whatever is happening around you, there is a sense of shelter over you, keeping you safe from anything that could feel like a threat. The protection card is also speaking to us about how you might be feeling as though you are currently at risk for some reason, right? It indicates that you have been sensing a certain vulnerability, but I want you to understand that you are truly being looked after and guided safely through the specific and very challenging time in your own life right now. Well, it's time to relax about this now, isn't it? You're starting to realize that this is also happening so you can step away from something, a situation where in one way or another, you were putting yourself at some kind of risk, right? And little by little, you're beginning to see that this shift is actually guiding you out of danger, helping you move away from what was not safe for you and into a calmer, more protected space. Because you are, one way or another, coming out of a dangerous situation. Right now, you are opening yourself to a higher vibration, and that is when you begin to feel the protection that comes to give you the freedom you need, so that somehow you can reclaim and recover something that was always yours by divine right, something that was always meant for you by destiny. This is your moment to step away from fear and return to what rightfully belongs to you. Destiny has destined this person who will love you. Destiny has destined this solution through this dialogue. And destiny has destined this shift regarding your finances, along with this transformation concerning your emotional health. It is what belongs to you by divine right, and it is finally coming your way. So you should prepare yourself for all of this that is coming. And in addition, you count on extra protection. You're going to trust and you're going to decree, because this is what is arriving for you.